The crow wanted Dan to leave. This made him very angry. "What are you doing?" The crow calmly replied. "Save your life. Don't try to dive too deep." Finally, Dan escaped from the photo. Dan then immediately fell asleep from exhaustion. It was not until he heard Sue calling, "Father, father," that Dan gradually woke up. "Sue, what's wrong? Is it morning already?" Sue immediately jumped into his arms and said, "Did you fall asleep?" "Yeah, I think so." Dan's head still hurts pretty bad. He's sure something happened yesterday, but he can't remember anything. Dan then immediately called Ju Hyun. CO Ju Hyun on this side also picked up his phone very quickly. "Oh, hello, what's up?" As soon as he saw Ju Hyun pick up the phone, Dan quickly asked him, "Captain, can I ask you something?" "Just ask, the holy relic image you gave me to practice. Could it be my memory?" Hearing Dan mention this, Ju Hyun suddenly paused for a few beats. But he quickly regained his composure and replied, "No, it was just a dream." Dan on this side also continued, Yes, I just felt it was too detailed for a normal dream." Ju Hyun once again affirmed that, no matter how detailed it was just an illusion. "It's no big deal, just keep using it to practice using the holy relic, yes." Then he quickly turned off the machine. Ju Hyun tried to act calm just now, but he was actually very nervous. Damn, he was so scared. How did he know? Julian Miller also came over at this time. Seeing Ju Hyun's worried expression, he asked curiously, "What's going on?" So Ju Hyun immediately told him about the conversation just now. "Oh, Dan called me. He thought the pictures were his memories, so he asked me about it, then I told him it was just a dream, and advised him to continue practicing." Knowing this, Julian also reminded him many times, "I know he is trying to recover his ability, but this way of doing things is too distracting." So Ju Hyun initially intended to do that because I thought he wouldn't care, but why would he think that it was a memory? Something must have happened to him, Julian speculated, with the holy relic often giving off that feeling too. "So what are you going to do?" "Deal with that first, I came to say we're ready to go." Of course Ju Hyun would prioritize going to that crypt. "No, we have to quickly get to the crypt. There's still some time until it appears, right?" But for someone like Ju Hyun, he couldn't wait. "Let's go see, the sooner the better." Julian asked that, but he could already guess Ju Hyun's answer. "Yes, I thought he would say that too." The others are already waiting at the door, so, everyone ready, let's go. We'll go to the location of the royal tomb, let's take a look first. On this side, Dan was still wondering about Ju Hyun's words just now. Was it just a dream? Because he witnessed it in the first-person perspective, it seemed so real. "I have to work, if I want to continue practicing today, I have to work well," so he opened the door with a heavy heart and walked in. You still have to practice, but you also have to work to live and work. But even though he really wanted to, Dan's mind was completely focused on those photos, he couldn't concentrate. "This is trouble, be careful, I have to remember what the captain said, it's just a very real dream. I just need to focus on learning how to use the holy relic, don't think about anything else." So as soon as he got home, Dan quickly practiced, "This tomb is ours, kill him, take all the holy relics, aren't you afraid of fighting alone?" Well, what do you think? What happened in the photo still revolved around the fight between Dan and the other guys. After fighting like this, he realized many things, so that's how it is. It feels very different from using the regular holy relic, it's quite a new lesson. Damn, this fight scene just got something new. I have to try again. Dan continuously threw powerful punches at his opponents and these people seemed to be no match for him. And the crow somehow magically appeared beside him. No matter how many times he was kicked out, it couldn't stop Dan's passion. My head hurts again, but just one more photo. After using this photo, in a short time, a lot of knowledge suddenly appeared in my mind. I think I can apply it to my real world. My real world, but this is just a very detailed dream. But is it really? The crow appeared again and this time more fiercely. Stop, I told you not to try to corrupt your mind, why didn't you listen to my warning? No, I'm just practicing, Dan replied in a low voice. But he was immediately hit by it. You can fool yourself, but you can't fool me. You say you are training, but somewhere in the back of your mind, you still doubt whether this is just a dream or your memories. Hey, human curiosity is never quenched. I can't always watch over and protect you, because we have to focus on the royal tomb now. Do you want to know the truth, even if it causes you pain? Dan was still a bit hesitant but decided that I wanted to know. If you really want to know, the crow will be happy to tell you, okay? I will let you know. At this time, in the Pacific Ocean. Ju Hyun and the other members are on a boat exploring the royal tomb. Damn, there's nothing. Of course, the tomb hasn't appeared yet. What Ju Hyun is saying is, no, I mean there's no island around here. If so, we can create a base and set traps for those who come near. Julian's expression turned ashen upon hearing that he really was a bastard. Ju-hyun still tried to justify that, strategically speaking, it was very righteous. Then what should I do? Not noticing that Julian was glaring at him, but it wasn't legal. Either go back to the nearest port, or continue to cool off here. At this moment, the water surface began to shake very strongly, making them worried. Wow, the waves are so big, they seem to want to sink their boat. The next second, they saw the sea was glowing. What, was that a sign of the tomb? The presence of the emperor is gradually being revealed. Ju-hyun still doesn't understand, what is happening? Is the royal tomb appearing? It's not time yet. Underneath the deep ocean. The holy relics here are discussing back and forth about the great energy they just sensed. The bird in front suggested that we should open the tomb. But the sea lion didn't want to do that because, wait. We promised Prometheus to delay the appearance of this tomb. At this time, a fox came and said, we have moved for a while now. In a way, it is also called keeping the promise. Although it is only a few days, not a week, but this kind of human thing happens once in 100 years. Hearing the fox's words, the sea lion immediately changed its mind. You're right, with our abilities, it wouldn't be a problem to open it now. Why should we listen to him anyway? The other holy relics are also enthusiastically supportive, right? So finally they decided, okay, let's open it. Okay, let me. As soon as the crypt was opened, light continuously shone from the bottom of the sea. Ju-hyun's group cheered as soon as they saw it, the sea surface was shining. Captain, is this a sign of a tomb appearing? Ju-hyun still couldn't believe it, thinking it was impossible. The throne is coming. The system also continuously notifies, warns, and detects strong energy sources near you. If the system said so, then this is highly likely true. Will it really appear? According to Joshua, it's still quite a while away. Before that big wave, so Ju-hyun loudly reminded the remaining members, hold on tight, you're going crazy. Everyone immediately cheered when they saw a rock rising above the sea. But the next second they wondered if it was too big for a rock. And as they got closer to the thing, they realized it was indeed an island, a royal tomb. Yu Jae-ha immediately turned to Seo Ju-hyun and asked, what's going on? You said we're just going to check it out today. He also did not expect this development. Well, maybe the holy relic in the tomb is calling us, it has appeared so we have to go in, oh my god. It's emitting such strong energy, Pandora and the others will definitely discover it soon, we have to go in first. Get ready to dock, Ju-hyun seems very excited about this hunting trip. Yes, okay, they quickly got on the boat and went to the mainland. Their first impression when they set foot on the island was, it was more peaceful than I thought. But Ju-hyun understood clearly that it would never be that peaceful, so he just had to be careful. Just as Seo Ju-hyun said, as soon as he finished speaking, a small ray of light appeared right next to him. See, I told you, there's something in front of us. The small ray of light instantly grew larger right before their eyes. As the holy relic, it began to speak, O mighty ones who have set foot on the royal tomb, I will test you to see if your strength is a match for ours. All of your holy relics will be confiscated to determine your true abilities. Hearing this, Ju-hyun's expression instantly turned ugly, what? And of course, it wasn't just Seo Ju-hyun, the others also had all of their holy relics taken away. Ah, Captain, what is this? They were even separated, Irene, Ju-hyun. Ju-hyun was completely helpless in this situation, only able to watch as each member was taken away. Damn it, they tried to separate us. The system once again sent back a notification that you had been teleported to another place by the power of the holy relic, all your belongings had been taken away. Ju-hyun, upon hearing this information, immediately let out a cry of grief, what, no. Carefully checking again, damn it, it was true, there was none left. Just then, he suddenly heard another voice reply, no, there's still me. Ju-hyun felt a little disappointed when he saw this holy relic, you. And the only holy relic left for him was Shinnon, right, there was only me left. I will only allow one holy relic per person. Hey, if you want to give it something useful, Ju-hyun said angrily. Seo Ju-hyun said that, making Shinnon slightly offended. Hey, do you think I'm useless? I gave you the best holy relics you can use. What do you mean? But surprisingly, the rope suddenly appeared here. Master, it's me, the rope? Having the rope made him feel a little more secure. He said a holy relic, why are you here? Oh well, at least there's a useful holy relic. I don't know how everyone is. We're all separated. And the holy relic is nowhere to be seen. In another space, what is this? Why did you call me here? Are you kidding me? This is the only holy relic left beside you, Jeha. I didn't call you? Why this stupid holy relic? Shouldn't you give me Da Vinci? Da Vinci? Who? The new composer? That holy relic just played a short piece and it gave him a headache. My ears. On this side, Dalji was frantically searching for Ju Hian. Ah, where am I? Where are the masters? Then suddenly heard Irene's voice. No matter how I look at you, you are the most suitable for me. He immediately looked at her with a puzzled look. Are you Ju Hian's the holy relic? Let's work together. Irene smiled at Dalji and said in a friendly manner. But its attitude towards her didn't seem very friendly. Yes, you. You are the woman who dared to date the master and even looked at him with lewd eyes. Being spoken to so harshly by the holy relic made Irene very uncomfortable. Ah, I didn't look at him like that. Go away, the master is mine. She was really shocked to hear the holy relic say these words to her. What? You dare take him away from me? One day I will absorb his power and regain my power. I will not let someone like you take away my beloved master. Faced with Dalji's harsh attitude, Irene couldn't stay friendly forever. She couldn't let it be like this. She said angrily, she didn't expect Ju Hian's subordinate to think like that. I have to teach you a lesson. Just like that, Dalji on the opposite side also immediately went crazy. What? You want to teach me? Just try it, you don't have any holy relic left. I don't need the holy relic, just domination is enough. As soon as Irene finished speaking, she created a huge explosion here. As for Julian Miller, this is a headache, just being able to use one holy relic is already difficult. Like everyone else, he also looked at the only holy relic with a disdainful gaze. And yet it was you. The holy relic that accompanied him this time was a worm, huh? What do you mean? Fuck. You're out of luck, trying to take advantage of me? If you don't pay, I won't do anything. Do you have money? Xiao Ju Hian's the holy relic is very realistic. Everything needs to be paid for in order to use it. You're not even my holy relic, Julian said with a disapproving expression. The worm retorted that he thought you had no money. Really can't stand it, let's do it, the holy relic, no more words, he directly grabbed it. The worm struggled and said, pay me first. At Pandora's headquarters, Director Rothschild, we're in big trouble. A tomb with a very powerful source of power was discovered in the Pacific Ocean. I think it is the royal tomb. The board of directors is currently holding a meeting, and everyone is demanding an explanation of what is going on. Rothschild heard that and replied expressionlessly, okay, I'll go now, continue working, oh, yes. He appeared calm on the surface but was actually furious, damn it. How dare they go back on their word? At Pandora headquarters, Rothschild immediately attracted everyone's attention as soon as he entered. Oh, there he is. Everyone kept asking him, Director Rothschild, what's going on, won't the royal tomb appear in a few weeks? Rothschild replied in a low voice, I didn't think this would happen either, now we can only face it. I sent everyone to the royal tomb, to be honest it won't be easy to enter the royal tomb. We have made a detailed scan of the tomb area using Pandora's holy relics, we will review and provide the best information to enter it. At this moment, Eve Rockefeller walked in with a stack of documents in her hand and said, Mr. Rothschild, are the scan results ready? Oh, give it to me. But, the result is a bit, Eve Rockefeller said hesitantly. Immediately interrupted by Rothschild, what are you waiting for, quickly give it to me. But Eve Rockefeller stubbornly continued to say that, according to the scan results, Xiao Ju Hian's excavation team was already at the royal tomb. As soon as he heard Xiao Ju Hian's name, Rothschild became agitated and directly snatched the documents from the other party's hand, giving them here. Then he turned to the Pandora members and continued, see, we already have the scan results. Our response speed is quite fast, so you don't need to worry. They were waiting anxiously, what are the scan results? Tell us, I'll tell you. Speaking of which, does anyone have the long-range holy relic? Rothschild's eyes darkened as he spoke up to hear. Over at the Chinese excavation team headquarters, they were also bustling about the royal tomb. This was truly a rare opportunity. The royal tomb is quite close to our headquarters, no matter how fast Pandora is, they will miss the royal tomb. Send the excavators quickly, okay? How many people should we send? That tomb seems quite complicated, the girl asked the commander for advice. The answer is, of course we will send our best excavators. And this time, Professor Jean Chaiwan will also be going with me. Everyone gasped when they heard her name. Professor Jean Chaiwan will come with me? Yes, if so, then the possibility of me conquering the royal tomb will be even higher. Jean Chaiwan confidently told them, that's what I mean too, you guys don't need to worry, just follow me. Her target for this trip is Seo Ju-hyun, ha ha ha, the royal tomb, I'll meet you there, right? Seo Ju-hyun. The side of the royal tomb. Ju-hyun and his holy relics are still exploring this place, damn it's hot. Oh, we have to go this way, there's a trap over there. The rope will do whatever you say, oh okay, that's great. The reason Seo Ju-hyun was able to sense the trap was because all of his holy relics were taken away, leaving only the rope and Shinnon, but the ability the crow gave him was still usable. Look, there are a lot of traps here, really, that's how I avoided them. But, the rest of the people, I don't know if they're okay. Probably not okay, hey, I said stay away, damn it. See what, look here, I'll use this axe to finish you all off. In front of me was Ilya and the silver axe surrounded by the islanders. But this was really a pathetic combination. Ilya tried to loudly threaten the other party but his voice seemed to have no weight. Hey, why do you guys keep approaching me, are you crazy? Hey, stop, he shouted angrily. The next second, he slashed madly towards the group of natives. Look here, I won't be easily beheaded. Died, as the axe blade sliced straight through the opponent's mask. Somehow, the clothes on his body disappeared. The silver axe also got angry with Ilya. Hey, that's not cool. And Ilya couldn't help but panic. Oh, my eyes. Now the only thing left to do is run. Why did his clothes disappear? What are you doing, axe? Me, you did it. My modus operandi is to destroy enemy assets, ha ha ha. The silver axe laughed happily, and Ilya went into shock. Damn it, you guys get away from me. Over here, Jae-ha and Salieri. He walked while complaining, it's so hot. Have you found a way out yet, human? Salieri asked Jae-ha anxiously. He was immediately yelled at. Wait, we're not looking for a way out, we're looking for other members. Hurry up, the temperature and humidity here are too high, this kind of environment is really not good. Being nagged by Salieri like this continuously made Jae-ha feel uncomfortable. Shut up, damn it. Just then he heard a sound. What was that sound? That sound, getting closer and closer. Who would have thought to meet Ilya here? The two of them just met each other and screamed as if they had seen a ghost. A second later, he regained his composure and asked, why are you here? Now is not the time to talk, you need to hide me. Ilya suddenly remembered that she was being chased by those people. I myself am a bit jealous of Jae-ha. He was assigned to the holy relic, it looks so strong, damn, how lucky is he? After listening to Ilya talk for a while, Jae-ha still didn't understand what was going on. Hey, what's going on, what's chasing him away? Only to see the other side panic and shout, look at them. Okay, now Jae-ha also got to see those people, what are they? Jae-ha hastily ordered his holy relic. Hey, do something Salieri, huh? Yeah, play a song or something, there's a whole bunch chasing us. Salieri was delighted when he heard him say that. Oh, you're right, I have to welcome them. Jae-ha also quickly reminded Ilya, hey, cover your ears. Okay, listen to me, I'll play a song for you. As soon as Salieri played the first notes, the natives all turned away from his harshness. Even Ilya is going crazy over this music. My ears hurt, what kind of music is this? At least, we can stand it. So Salieri successfully chased those people away. No, where did you guys go in the middle of my performance? It's rude, you can't go, Mom. Back to Ju-hyun, he also discovered something new here. There is a cave here, it must lead to the center of the island. Without thinking much, Ju-hyun quickly carried the torch inside, he felt the strong energy inside. Not just one, but many. Just as he took a few more steps, cracks suddenly appeared on the ground, which made him feel uneasy. Immediately after that, Ju-hyun fell straight down. Only then did he panic when he realized, damn it, this is a trap, why didn't I realize it? Seeing this, the rope immediately took action and flew straight towards Seo Ju-hyun. Master. Luckily we were able to save him. This incident made Ju-hyun think, if he can't detect this trap, there must be more inside. Wait, why does that energy source down there feel familiar? It made me nauseous, and his eyes lit up. Is the last tomb. His face gradually became unsightly, it was the energy from the tomb where he lost his life. After a while of struggling, Ju-hyun finally climbed up. But he still didn't understand why. What was this? Why could he feel the energy from the tomb he died in? Shinnon saw this and asked worriedly, Master, you don't look well, is something wrong? Seo Ju-hyun replied in a low voice, it's nothing, I'm just a little surprised to be trapped. Come on, we should be more careful of traps, etc. Then he continued on his way with the two holy relics. Are the monsters in that tomb here? Whatever they are, I have to be more careful from now on. Ju-hyun continued on his way along the cliff. What are you waiting for? Follow me quickly. I'm coming, you're so fast. below the lake, where the holy relics lie. Something unusual just happened. What is this? I can't use my power, I can't transform. Maybe it's the owner of this tomb. How did he summon us here? Makes the holy relic so angry. I don't care, I just want him to let us go. Yes, I want him to give us back, damn it. Shut up, the sea lion appeared again, shouting loudly. What? This is a royal tomb, a sacred ritual where the heirlooms of mankind accompany each other. You will have to stay here for a while so we can test how great your master is. Shut up. The holy relics heard this and immediately retorted, if you want to see our master's abilities, then why lock us up here? Yes, let our master use us and show him his abilities. Yes, that's how the master's potential is seen. You guys should do that, otherwise it won't work like this. The holy relic kept nagging in his ear like that. It was really infuriating, these damn idiots. This is an honor for all the holy relics in this world. Don't you know how the world works? We don't have a king right now. The sea lion must have picked the wrong person to talk to because the holy relics don't understand at all. King, what is this? Is it edible? It really makes the sea lion choke to death. How come you guys don't know about the king? It took him a lot of trouble to explain to them. Kings are the ones who are involved in the life, destruction or creation of the holy relics. Without the king, the holy relics are just a bunch of common antiques. Currently, this position is vacant, the main pillar of this world has disappeared. Now, the holy relic underwater began to worry. Will that be a big problem? I don't know. I guess the holy relics will be fine as long as those two are still around. The sea lion's voice dropped a few notches when he heard this. Who were those two? The spider and the giant? They are all secretly playing the role of king, even if they don't seem to care about the king. But I think the giants are worried and are looking for the king in their own way. However, now we need the king. At this moment, other holy relics flew out from somewhere and then fell into the sea. What's going on? The sea lion then realized, okay, it looks like the other contestants have arrived. At this time, Jean Chaiwan was also here. Suddenly being separated from the group made her nervous. I suddenly moved here, did you just move me away? Chaiwan's holy relic immediately replied. Not me, look for yourself. Just like the other holy relics of Zhu Hian's group, my abilities are sealed. This is of course, you're right, quite inconvenient. I heard that you are the supreme leader of the holy relic. How dare they do this to you? The holy relic then explained that this was the ability of the heirloom. They were a bit special. Yes, this is our test. The blue light appeared again, attracting Chaiwan's attention. We will only allow one user to use one random holy relic. Until the test is over, we will keep your holy relics. If it is a parasitic form of the holy relic, then we will seal it. Seriously, where is my holy relic? She said in annoyance. The light replied, look under your feet. Chaiwan looked down and saw a round ball. This was. It's not my holy relic, is it any use? But other than that, I think I've seen it somewhere before. On this side, Julian Miller was on his way to find his teammates when he discovered it. That voice, maybe our team member is there. But it seems that's not it, the two people talking are from the Chinese excavation team. Why are we here? What just happened? I don't know, we suddenly got separated. I didn't expect this to happen as soon as we set foot here. Julian carefully hid to the side and watched them. They're not in our group, right? It seems to be from the Chinese excavation team. Well, that's not surprising. China is nearby, so it's only natural that their excavation team would arrive quickly. The worm beside him immediately spoke up. It seemed like they were in the same situation as you. They were forcibly separated, and each of them was only allowed to bring one holy relic. Isn't this the path of survival that opens up in adversity? Julian still didn't understand why it said that. Then it continued, if we kill them, we will get 2 new holy relics. What? Your thinking is really like Xiao Zhuhian's. This idea of the worm made him panic. Huh? What did you say? Just like that, the two of them started arguing. You're the one who said I'm useless. That's why I tried to act useful in front of you, even though you thought it was a joke. Shut up, I'll find a way. If they bring a strong holy relic, then we will be the ones to lose. The worm asked again, do you want me to go see what holy relic they brought? Since I'm small, these things are easy. Just give me money. Is there anything free in this world? This isn't like me, but I don't want to steal the holy relic from someone else. But I'm in a situation where I need to achieve something. The situation forced him to. He could only let the worm come out. Alright, let's probe them. The worm heard that and immediately left. Okay. On the other side, the two members of the Chinese excavation team still didn't know that they were being followed by a worm. Where should we go? I think we should go there. Suddenly, a loud explosion suddenly appeared up ahead. Even Julian on this side was alarmed. This explosion, what's going on? So the explosion came from Irene's place. What are you doing? Do you possess this much dominance? Are you using the hand of Midas? The fox looked at her with fierce eyes, continuously shouting. Irene was not defeated by it either. She coldly replied, of course not. This is the result of my long training. So, obediently accept me as your temporary master. Say something, fox. The fox seemed to be scared by the power Irene was emitting. But it still tried to speak loudly. The wind was too strong, I couldn't speak. Are you still stubborn? Just then, there were footsteps approaching. Another fox. The other two still don't know about its presence. I don't think so. So still trying to attack each other, The fox still stubbornly opposed Irene. It really makes her have no choice but to use force on it. I told you it was useless. Another explosion rang out, sending the fox flying backwards. Now it can't be helped. Look at that. Now, say it again, what is your choice? If not, I will continue until you change your mind. After being beaten by her several times, the fox was somewhat subdued, although it was very reluctant. Finally agreed to compromise with Irene. Oh no, stop. Okay, I understand. I will do it. I will help you dig this tomb. Don't attack me anymore. Irene smiled with satisfaction upon hearing that. You chose correctly. It should have been that way from the start. You're really scary. Okay, let's go. Just as they were about to leave, the fox suddenly spoke up. Wait. Irene couldn't help but be curious when she saw it. A fox, are you the holy relic? The fox replied directly. Yes, I am one of the family heirlooms. I am one of the king's secret relics. Is that person next to you Dalji? Dalji heard the other party calling his name and immediately asked, yes, you know me? One of the king's secret relics was extremely excited after knowing that it was Dalji. Oh my god, you really are the senior. I am honored to meet you in real life. It is truly an honor. While one of the king's secret relics happily accepted his acquaintance, Dalji was now worried that, it was one of the foxes of the holy relic. Did it see what just happened? Did it see me begging humans to spare my life? But I should still reply anyway. Yes, nice to meet you. You've become a family heirloom. You're good. Thank you, senior. I came out of my shelter because I felt the presence of senior. But I didn't expect it to actually be a person. I'm very happy to meet and be praised by senior. One of the king's secret relics seemed very happy to meet Dalji. Oh, but I heard something. I heard that the senior apologized and agreed to dig a grave. As soon as he knew that the other party heard this information, Dalji had no choice but to dig a hole and hide. I knew it, he saw everything. No. Irene also spoke up to explain. That's right, because she's not mine. I just wanted to ask her for help for a moment. Dalji also enthusiastically added. That's right, but wait. There was a bit of a conflict before that. Who would have thought that a slip of the tongue would upset Irene? A contradiction? What? That's not what I meant. Damn it, I have to say it. If I had my own power, the result would have been different. If Seo Juhon had given me that Yang Qi, my original power would have recovered. Seeing Dalji's attitude, Irene's madness flared up again. It seems you still haven't come to your senses. Just like that, the two of them had not even made up for long before they got into another fight. And of course, this time, the winner was still Irene. One of the king's secret relics also told her that, after careful observation, she was a human with the ability to defeat her senior. If so, I should follow you too. How about we sign a contract? Dalji immediately objected when she heard what he said. What are you saying? How can you be so easy? Immediately heard one of the king's secret relics explain that, senior doesn't think that we should do that. If senior follows someone, I will follow that person too. And I'm in a situation where I need to choose a human. I think she's a suitable candidate for the position of king. What do you think? Suddenly being offered a contract by the holy relic like this really surprised her. Seeing Irene hesitate like that, it even emphasized that if she signed a contract with me, she would have already taken the first step in her journey to becoming a king. I sensed great potential within her. Irene's thoughts wavered as she heard this. What should she do? We came here to find family heirlooms. So should she just accept this? Finally, she had her own answer. Okay, I will make a contract with you. Yes. By mutual agreement, I will treat you as my master. At this point, Dalji's words no longer carry any weight. Humph, you've decided, so do it. Thinking back, now that I have a family heirloom, I can relax a bit, at least it's positive. Okay, I'll start the contract creation process, which will take some time. So be prepared. Just like that, Irene and one of the king's secret relics entered the stage of signing a contract with each other. On this side, Zhu Hian was going deeper and deeper into the cave. Thanks to the crow, he had quite a keen sense. He could sense the energy of a powerful holy relic in front of him. Be careful. As soon as he finished speaking, a strange voice suddenly rang out from the cave. You are very smart, human, I like you. But I was already among you. At the same time, his foot accidentally stepped on that strange blue liquid. You look quite attractive, although not perfect, very cute. This liquid made him temporarily unable to move. It directly proposed to him. You are quite extraordinary, human. Let's sign the contract. The ground accordingly began to appear in large numbers of lizards. Make the rope fumble. Oh, master, I'm surrounded. Why don't you answer? The animal saw him so silent and said impatiently. You came here to find the family heirloom, right? Oh, you look cute now that we've met. Zhu Hian looked at the giant lizard before him and said in a low voice, he didn't expect it to be a lizard. Besides you, there are more than 10 treasures, right? Then I will slowly look at them and decide. Xiao Zhu Hian's words made him very unhappy. But he still tried to be patient and said to him. Why are you making such a fuss? There's no guarantee that the other heirlooms will like you like me. Who would have thought that Zhu Hian would even harshly say, it's okay, it's because I don't like you. Success made him angry. What? What did you say? You don't like me, even though I came directly to propose a contract. He still calmly replied, look, I don't like you because you look down on me. The lizard proposed to him again. Okay, forget everything you just heard. I like you, sign a contract with me. What do you think? Simple, right? But Xiao Zhu Hian rejected him again. But I don't like you. What are you doing? I don't like snakes. Making his madness increase another notch. Do I look like a snake? See these big legs? They look similar. He calmly said. This bastard, I can't take it anymore. The angry lizard stretched its long tongue towards him as if it wanted to swallow Zhu Hian whole. Immediately wrapped tightly by the rope, no. And tied tightly to the nearby rock. Temporarily, the lizard's tongue was sealed. Rope is Xiao Zhu Hian's trustworthy friend. As I thought, rope is always trustworthy. Being praised by Zhu Hian made the rope very excited. Hee, I'm being praised again. I'm being praised. You are confident. Rope, I will hold you back so you don't bother me. Immediately after, its tongue suddenly secreted a liquid, directly affecting the rope. What is this? It's so sticky. I can't escape. The rock that sealed it was also shattered because of that. The rope was even swallowed by the lizard, making Zhu Hian panic. Rope. Sticky slime, looks like you're starting to use all your tricks. The lizard laughed smugly at this moment. Ha! It's not a trick, it's a tactic. Now let's see, will you be able to avoid the next attack? Without the help of the rope, Zhu Hian is currently at a huge disadvantage, damn it. Sometimes heirlooms don't like humans because they're selfish, got it. What's this, master? Look, Shinong is all panicked. I'm getting more and more impatient with Zhu Hian, you're so arrogant. I tried to be humble and asked you to sign a contract with me. But since I'm so kind, I'll give you another chance. Do you want to sign a contract with me now? Its tongue kept sticking to Zhu Hian. But Xiao Zhu Hian didn't want to, so he didn't want to. I don't like crazy creatures like you. Looks like you need my help again. The familiar voice of the crow rang out again. Crow, you appear whenever I need you, you are truly Zhu Hian's savior. I've come this far, you can't stop here. His words made him a little confused. What? The crow flew towards the lizard god's eyes pecked straight at it, causing it to writhe in pain and retreat. What the hell is this? Who are you? The lizard god didn't understand why this thing suddenly appeared and saved Ju Hian. I don't see him bringing any more the holy relics. I am nobody, let go of the rope, the crow said in a low voice, making the lizard god choke. Ha! How dare you! Ju Hian took advantage of the moment the crow attacked the lizard god and his holy relics to quickly escape from here. Ha, thanks to that crow, I was able to escape. The system suddenly appeared, what is this? And reminded him, he would have to be at the fork ahead. Right in front of Seo Ju Hian were 2 more caves. This is really real, is it guiding me? Well, I have no reason to refuse, so I'll follow the crow's instructions. Soon after, the rope followed him, it seemed the crow had saved him. Ju Hian breathed heavily after temporarily escaping the giant lizard. It seems like I'm no longer being followed, I can stop to breathe and walk slowly. Right ahead, the system urgently reminded. Ju Hian was still a bit hesitant at this moment, not knowing whether to follow the system's reminder or not. Finally, he decided, no, this time I'll go to the right. The system immediately displayed a series of urgent notifications upon learning this information, saying that you will find many good things if you go straight. I feel that you will feel very lucky, I think you will find many useful holy relics there. Make Ju Hian want to not care, damn it. But once he made up his mind, he had no intention of changing it, directly ignoring the system's instructions. No one will follow me anymore, I will go my own way, I don't like going over there. That cave gave him a feeling, it was damp and dark, I felt the energy from the tomb I died in, and it was bad. The system still firmly reminded him, he had to continue walking straight, if he walked straight, his vision would be better, his body would feel better, and everything would also become better. This crow, I don't know, I don't care, I'll go right. The 2 holy relics behind naturally chose to follow Ju Hian. Oh, we're going right, we're going right. And as soon as Seo Ju Hian stepped onto the right path, rocks and soil continuously fell from above, causing the holy relic to panic. Master, it's an earthquake, Master, it's too dangerous, it's too dangerous. No choice, you can only follow the crow's arrangement, you really are. I have no other choice, you have to go straight, nothing bad will happen, I promise. Back to Jeha and Salieri, thanks to Salieri's music they successfully chased away the natives, and they fell down. Look, he's strong, right? Why are they fainting? We haven't finished playing yet, Salieri said discontentedly. Jeha loudly stopped him before he played the next piece. Hey, stop it, that's enough for the concert already. I heard that this temperature and humidity is not good for musical instruments, we should get out of here quickly. He is indeed an expert in handling the holy relic, Salieri heard him say that and it made sense. Oh, you are right, what are we waiting for, hurry up, oh, okay. But do you know where we need to go? I don't know, we just need to walk around here, maybe we can find the captain or someone. Ilya heard that and asked, well, what were you doing around here just now? Oh yeah, did you see anything? I didn't see anything. If I had been given a more useful holy relic, I would have started digging already. Even now, Ilya was still dissatisfied that he had received the silver axe instead of another holy relic. Being criticized like that really made the silver axe angry. Huh, what problem do you have with me? Maybe we don't have a chance. Just then, they also happened to come to the cave entrance where Ju Hian had entered before. Look, there's this cave. I could feel the energy of the holy relic inside. They hesitated for a moment. Yes, should we go in? Wait, Jeha suddenly had a feeling, just like when Ju Hian. He realized that this was the energy of a holy relic that I knew. Ilya couldn't help but be surprised when he heard that. What? Yes, there was a holy relic I used before I died. If Jeha says so, then it's true. Ah, yes, it's possible. After all, you were once a king. You're the king of con artists, right? Yes. But wait, why are you still confused about this tomb? If you used a family heirloom, shouldn't you know how to conquer this tomb? The reason for that is because it's completely different from before. Back then, there were no unusual rules other than being able to bring only one holy relic, which was completely different from my previous life. But from now on I think everything will be the same, because I can feel the energy of the holy relic I used. This will be very useful in a case like this. After knowing that, they decided, if that's the case then let's go in, but wait, I need to do something first. Oh, that looks interesting, the 2 of them didn't know that they were being watched by another gaze. And none other than Jin Chai-won, can I go with you? Only then did the 2 realize her presence here. Yes, Jin Chai-won. She quickly jumped down to them. Her appearance surprised them. How? Chai-won slowly walked towards them and said, do you think the world will leave such a large tomb alone? Gravediggers from all over the world will come here, since our territory is nearby, we will definitely arrive before them. Chaiwan's presence was a huge disadvantage for them. Damn, I didn't expect to meet this sick woman. It seemed like she, like me, had all of her holy relics confiscated. We had to fight, after all, we had the advantage in numbers. Immediately, Jeha ordered Salieri. Alright, Salieri, it's showtime, play some music. Salieri heard that, although he was a bit grumpy, he still immediately played the music. Just now he told me to stop, now he tells me to play, but it's okay, I'll make you guys dance. Salieri followed Jeha's orders and continuously played the instrument. Jin Chai-won exclaimed in annoyance, "You will regret this decision." Then she also summoned her own holy relic. In the dark sky, lightning kept coming. She gave a sinister smile and threw the holy relic out. Immediately, a giant bolt of lightning struck from the sky. Jeha shouted in shock, "What, this is Julian's lightning holy relic, why does she have it?" Jin Chai-won curled his lips, "You guys can't even measure the enemy's strength, aren't you stupid?" Ilya said discontentedly, "This is ridiculous, we were only given useless holy relics, how come she has such a powerful holy relic?" She laughed back, "Hee hee, you guys must be unlucky, or are you hated by the family heirloom?" Jeha didn't pay any attention to what she said, he ordered, "Salieri, teach her a lesson." Hearing that, it screamed and released its power. Jin Chai-won also raised the holy relic of lightning in his hand, "Hey, I will let you know the distance between us." Immediately after, the giant lightning bolt struck down once more. Jeha shouted in panic, "Salieri." Ilya's expression was not much better. Salieri was struck by lightning and looked extremely miserable. Jin Chai-won smirked smugly. Final move, after saying that she started summoning lightning. Lightning struck without waiting a second. The red book was electrocuted and fell to the ground. She slowly walked closer, the two of them, leading me to the place where the family heirloom was. Jeha wondered, leading, Jin Chai-won replied firmly, "Yes, I heard everything you said. You said you could find the family heirloom if you entered the cave. We must take them, lead us away." Hearing that, both of them just cursed silently in their hearts. Damn it. Seeing them sitting still, she lost patience and struck a lightning bolt down, telling them to hurry up or not. Jeha could only give in. "Okay, I understand." Ilya asked silently, "What should we do?" Jeha replied, "We have to do as she says." Their voices rang out, now that was it. Wow, this place was huge. Seola raised her head to look around. Without the right holy relic, how could she conquer the crypt? "No, I can't do it alone, I have to find teammates." Suddenly there was the sound of footsteps, making her alert and shout. Who was it? The person who just arrived was none other than Julian. The two of them looked at each other blankly in the middle of the forest. "Deputy leader, it's you, Lee Seol-ah." Lee Seol-ah happily continued, "Thank goodness, I still don't know how to find everyone." Julian replied, "Me too." She saw the object in his hand and wondered. "Yeah, but why do you have so many holy relics? Where did you get them?" Julian replied hesitantly. "Ah, this is." Before he could say anything, the earthworm spoke up for him, "We got it from another grave robber. He's really good at looting, ha ha. We just knocked those guys out, and he ran out to take their holy relic." Julian angrily brushed it off his shoulder, "Enough already, damn it." His voice rang out, "I met a foreign excavation team." Seola asked in surprise, "What, no way." Julian spoke, "The energy this crypt radiated was very strong, the other teams must have known about its appearance already. We have to hurry, the number of opponents will gradually increase." Seola heard that and scratched her chin, thinking, "Okay, let's go, but where to go? I'm going to the place where I feel the power of the holy relic is very strong. I think everyone is looking for the family heirlooms, especially Seo Ju-hyun." Suddenly the ground shook violently, interrupting her words. Both of them were startled. What happened? Look, there was a terrible explosion on top of that mountain. Seola felt it, this wasn't the energy of the things in this crypt, why? Her expression changed, why did it feel so familiar? At the same time, Seo Ju-hyun entered a cave. Suddenly something caught his attention. On the cliff is a magic circle with strange patterns. What is this? Hieroglyphs. Ju-hyun looked at it, it looked sealed. Should we open it? Rope eagerly said, "Yes, trust me, put your hand on it." "Okay, I'll try," he said as he reached out to touch the pattern. It started to emit a very strong wind that blew his hair. Red energy streams continuously flow out. Rocks and dirt fell all around him. Suddenly, Ju-hyun's eyes became stunned. His surprised voice rang out, "Wait, is this really the crypt where I died? Why?" A blue flame appeared behind him. No, this was not the Great Crypt, it was a space I created myself. The flame gradually took the form of a black crow. It spoke, I am ready to make a contract with you. Seo Ju-hyun wondered, what contract? He didn't answer but just said, follow me. I will give you power, I don't mean to hide it from you, I just don't have the chance. It continued, I also hold the position of family heirloom. Ju-hyun ran after it to a room. He asked, are you a family heirloom? The crow replied, even though I was being held captive, the power of my family heirloom remained the same. So I still had the right to choose a master and prepare him for the battle to take the throne. Now then, sign the contract and become a candidate for the position of king. Ju-hyun couldn't believe his ears. What was it saying? The crow was a family heirloom? Oh, what a coincidence. The heirloom with the shape of a crow would be the most valuable. Is it the heirloom that the faithful king was talking about? I thought the holy relic had a different crow. I saw you were not responding. It spoke, why are you not answering? We have to hurry, I can't hide this for long since the seal has been broken. It continued, if you delay, someone will come to hinder. Ju-hyun replied, but we have to consider carefully before making a contract. I can only make a contract with a family heirloom, right? I have a lot of questions, you have to answer them all correctly. Ju-hyun spoke up, I have a lot of questions, you have to answer them accurately. I will hear what you have to say first, then I will decide whether to sign the contract or not. The crow complained, you are making things more complicated. Then it said, but okay, what do you want to ask? I wonder, why did you save me in the first place? Why do you always appear whenever I'm in danger? Why did you go through all this just to make a contract with me? Are you trying to use me? It slowly replied, I was sealed and in deep sleep for a long time, I accidentally saw you. And then me saving you has nothing to do with what's going on now. Hearing that, Ju-hyun was surprised, what, then why did you save me? The crow's voice rang out, I just want to move you somewhere else, do you mind if someone comes to where you sleep and starts yelling? You would want to shut him up, right? That's why I saved you. Furthermore, your talent is quite interesting, I'm curious how far you will go if given another chance? I guess that makes me feel interesting. Ju-hyun smirked, ha, my life is just a pastime for you. He rubbed his chin, but I had no right to object, there was no other way anyway. Then why did you save me every time I was in trouble? The crow replied, you disappointed me at first, it would be foolish to watch you die when I saved your life. But one day you changed, you became stronger than I expected. And not being affected by any of the holy relic, seeing you like that makes me think again. Is this man fit for the position of king? I thought so. In the end it boils down to, now you understand, let's make a pact. Become the king and change the world. But Ju-hyun still stood still, quite interesting, after all, being a king has many benefits, there is no reason to refuse. But to become a king, is it necessary to make a contract with someone? The crow replied in shock, no, I have been waiting here for a long time, don't you feel sorry for me? His indifferent tone made it even more confused, pitiful, no, try to convince it more. Try to find a reason why I should reject the family heirlooms out there to sign a contract with you, it became stammering, that. Ju-hyun pointed at it again, and also, you said the person locked up here. Yes, why is that? Explain. He showed a doubtful attitude, thinking I was stupid, what if the reason you were locked up was because you attacked your own master? At this point the crow had to be honest. If it had to explain why it was locked up, it would be a very long story. There are some major conflicts between the holy relics, most of which are why I'm locked up. But I can guarantee one thing, their crimes will only increase, the current situation is already bad. Ju-hyun asked again, you mean the person who was locked up for doing good deeds? The crow replied, that's fine. What do you mean? Can't you explain more clearly? I've heard everything, I think signing a contract with you is quite risky. He continued, the fact that you are the only one locked up here is enough to make me feel uneasy. I have a feeling that if I sign a contract with you, I will have to confront all the family heirlooms in this crypt. Well, now is not the time to think about the relationship with family heirlooms, but if you have nothing more to say, then I'll go. I'll prepare to leave for you, he called out urgently, hey. It confidently said, I am strong enough to defeat any other family heirloom. But Ju-hyun still did not turn back, try to prove it. The two of them argued back and forth, making the rope around their necks tired. I can provide information about other treasures. I can find them myself, I can give you more skills, that's enough. Seeing that he couldn't convince him, he shouted, Ju-hyun, I order you to wait a moment. As soon as he finished speaking, a wall appeared blocking his way. Ju Hian turned around in frustration. Why are you suddenly blocking the way? The raven replied, listen to me, then, I confess, making a pact with me will cause many other holy relics to confront you. Although my status as a family heirloom is not recognized because I am locked up. Even making a contract with a human would be considered rebellion. But there are some things that can happen because this is rebellion. If you sign a contract with me, I will help you conquer all other treasures, without exception. It continued, since we've already stirred things up, let's make things bigger, shall we? Ju Hian thought for a moment then curled his lips, okay, that's enough. The crow happily spread its wings to show its strength, he said, don't break your promise. He replied firmly, don't worry. Hearing that, Ju Hian smiled. At the same time, in another place, scorpions continuously ran out from the darkness, they looked disgusting. Jin Chai Wan summons her thunderous holy relic, I will burn you all. Lightning kept striking down on the scorpions. She stroked her hair and laughed, ho ho ho, it smells so delicious. Jeha whispered, although I had led her into a trap, she was strong enough to break them. After killing the scorpions, Jin Chai Wan approached the two of them, okay, it's clean, where do we go? Jeha was a little panicked, right, next. She wondered, but don't you know how to avoid traps, or is this whole crypt full of traps? He was startled and replied, I only know one way. Furthermore, did she think every room in the royal tomb was that easy to pass through? Hearing this, even though she was suspicious, she couldn't say anything. Then she threatened, you know what will happen if you lie, I will roast you alive. Jeha trembled and replied, oh, right, let's move on. Damn, I only remember a few rooms with traps. Suddenly the room they were standing in began to shake violently, and the three of their faces became extremely grave. Jeha's scream rang out, what is this, an earthquake? It seems Ilya sensed something, wait, this is energy from that crypt, what do you mean? His voice echoed, the energy from the crypt crushed my body. It was the last tomb our group conquered. At the same time, somewhere else, a blue light enveloped Ju Hian and the crow. What the hell is going on? At that time, the situation was extremely dangerous. Jin Chai Wan urged everyone, we have to go, if we stay here we will be buried alive. Everyone agreed, yes, I understand. Everyone pointed the way, over there, we have to go over there. Jin Chai Wan replied, okay, you two follow me. It seemed like they would go together, but suddenly, the other two, Ilya and Jeha, ran away in another direction, leaving Jin Chai Wan behind. She panicked, not believing her eyes, you guys. Jeha smiled victoriously, he said, hee, how can we miss this opportunity? This is our only chance to escape from you. Boom, 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 the sound of large rocks collapsing in the dark cave, they were startled and confused. Suddenly, the place where Jeha and Ilya were standing collapsed, both of them fell into the abyss. They were terrified, screaming loudly throughout the cave. Jeha and Ilya fell into the deep underground water. They didn't have time to react, struggling to breathe and struggling underwater. The sound of bubbling underwater echoed, it seemed like both people were gradually gaining control of their bodies. Jeha and Ilya surfaced together, exhausted and panting. Jeha and Ilya helped each other to the shore. Ilya was lying exhausted on the ground. Jeha kept saying, hey, wake up. They felt so lucky that they fell into the water. Ilya called out to his companion, Jeha, hey, you. Suddenly, Ilya covered Jeha's mouth, he shouted, what is this, I've escaped her, don't reveal your location. Ilya was worried and asked to move soon, we have to go quickly, can you move your legs? Jeha replied, hey, how big do you think my wound is? Ilya had to help Jeha step by step to quickly escape, because I need to go fast. Jeha with a painful wound shouted, slow down this idiot. Ilya asked again, still not slow enough, what about this, where do we need to go, tell me quickly. Jeha showed him the way, go that way, Ilya replied, okay. Jin Chai Wan walked to the water hole where the other two fell into. She was confused, what is this, is there water down there, they must still be alive, their way of survival is no different from mice. Ilya asked, are we almost there, Jeha replied, almost, right up there, look. A brilliant, majestic sight appeared before my eyes, it was the phoenix, it was the holy relic I had used. Ilya collapsed to the ground exhausted, groaning, okay, I'll rest for a bit, you go make a contract with it. Jeha said, I'm the one who got injured, why are you resting? What the hell, a familiar voice rang out, it turned out to be Jin Chai Wan, she slowly walked over. The two of them were confused, damn it, how did you follow us? Jin Chai Wan looked disdainful, you two think you can escape from me, you're too optimistic. Ilya urged Jeha, hey, quickly make a contract with that family heirloom, I will try to hold her back. Jeha agreed, okay, Jin Chai Wan saw that, she said, what a touching sacrifice that brought tears to her eyes. But it was no use, Ilya's face was full of worry. Jin Chaiwon spoke up, first of all, there's no way you can stop me, secondly, no matter how much time you try to stall, it won't work. Jin Chaiwon continued, according to our research team, it takes a few minutes to form a contract with a family heirloom. Meanwhile, Yu Jaeha rushed towards the heirloom. Jin Chaiwon still looked down on him, your efforts mean nothing to me, because if he gets attacked while making the contract, not only will the contract be broken, but he will also die. Yu Jaeha stood in front of the treasure, he shouted loudly, I want to make a contract with you, Phoenix. Phoenix's eyes were full of strength, majestic and splendid, noble power, he said, you are brave, daring to try to make a contract with me, somehow, I feel very strange, you look extremely willing to make a contract with me, Yu Jaeha listened attentively. Phoenix and Yu Jaeha, both of them were floating in the air, Yu Jaeha was a bit surprised, he didn't expect them to form a contract so soon. If so, we have to be quick, boom, 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 Jin Chaiwon attacked Ilya with a huge electric current, Ilya was so panicked that she couldn't counterattack. Ilya panicked and ran away. Seeing that, Jin Chaiwon just stood still to attack. She gave a precious smile, you are no different from a mouse. While running away, Ilya tripped over a large rock and fell to the ground with a loud bang, the fall was extremely painful. Ilya collapsed, Jin Chaiwon slowly walked towards Yu Jaeha, she said, well, you deserve to crouch like a mouse on the ground, I will roast you after I get the family heirloom. With that, Jin Chaiwon attacked Yu Jaeha, a terrible electric current shot straight into his body, causing Jaeha to be shocked by the pain. Jin Chaiwon was gloating, what's the point of lying, Yu Jaeha's whole body was smoking, burned. Jin Chaiwon said, if you cooperate, I will spare your life. Suddenly, Yu Jaeha opened his eyes and woke up. Yu Jaeha slowly stood up, much to Jin Chaiwon's surprise. She was shocked, how are you still alive, even after being hit so hard, what happened? The heirloom spoke, it's normal, I'm a phoenix after all, whoever signs a contract with me will have an indestructible body. Yu Jaeha smiled, that's it, what, never seen anything like this before? Jin Chaiwon was angry and unconvinced. No way, the contract signing process could be that fast. What did you do? Yu Jaeha's entire body radiated an extremely powerful force, he said, I have never seen a phoenix like this before. Jin Chaiwon was confused, what are you saying? Yu Jaeha approached Jin Chaiwon, he said, I don't know, I'm just sure you can't use that holy relic to kill me anymore. Jin Chaiwon's face turned pale, what are you going to do now? Jin Chaiwon was still stubborn, she used her power to prepare to attack Yu Jaeha, that's it. You have to try it to know, Jin Chaiwon continuously attacked Yu Jaeha with maximum electric current, yet he was still calm and composed. The whole cave shook violently, rocks and soil cracked and fell down. Haetae, who lived in the cave, saw this and was worried that this tomb would be destroyed. The dragon neighbor also spoke up indignantly, how could humans enter this tomb? Hey, weren't you the one who welcomed them? The cave animals urged each other, everyone had to move quickly. The crow is hiding here. Everyone is worried, didn't you lock him in prison? Yes, his body is still there. As his dirty energy engulfed this crypt, part of our crypt was destroyed. It seems like he's trying to make a pact with the powerful humans here, unacceptable. So, everyone agrees with me, right? Let's stop the crow. The whole herd of beasts came to the door where the crow was hiding. At that moment, the crow was performing some kind of power on an unconscious young man. Both sides are focused on the job at hand. Suddenly, the crow panicked, startled, damn it. Here they come, the beasts that live in the catacombs. The crazed beasts charged in, Haetae roaring, leading the pack. Haetae was angry and dissatisfied, that crow, he even made a room for himself in our crypt. Everyone wondered, wasn't everyone in this crypt divided up? Haetae replied, but I'm definitely here. Haetae was stunned, he didn't expect him to dare destroy this place, did he think he was the owner of this place? Suddenly, Haetae saw something, his eyes widened, damn it. They saw that sinister crow, he was up there. Meanwhile, the crow was still busy exchanging power with the young man. The crow still tried, just a little more. Suddenly, a voice rang out, stopping, the crow startled. Everyone is here in large numbers, the beast faction is strong, do you think I won't notice you here? How dare you rob our future master? You unruly crow, master, don't you have any intention of signing a contract with this person? Haetae was angry, you took away all of his holy relics, made it difficult for him to dig this tomb, and then divided the powerful holy relics among those you liked. That doesn't mean you have the right to interfere in this matter. The crow replied, I also have the right to vote because I am a family heirloom, and he has the right to become king. Hearing the crow's insolent and inorganic words, Haetae was furious, you're locked up, what the hell do you mean by treasure? We have nothing more to say. Both the deer and the dragon also got into position, ready to support Hate, fighting together. All three joined forces, releasing a huge amount of energy, attacking the crow. The crow was a little surprised. Yet, it created a barrier that protected it and the other boy. Calm down, human, the crow thought. I will continue to make a pact with you and withstand their attacks. Hate was determined to defeat him. They were determined to use all their strength to destroy the crow. A fierce and terrifying scene appeared. The crow was still stubborn. I won't give up, won't. Hate shouted, hey, he's too strong, I won't be able to break through his defense. Hate, the deer, and the dragon joined forces, trying to use their highest level of power to break that barrier. Suddenly, something came. Hate was extremely worried. He was too strong. He turned around, surprised. What is this? Where are my allies? A fish with a horn on its head flew over and said, well, some of them had made a contract with humans. They had to go with their contract holders so they couldn't come here. Hate was shocked. What? The fish continued, and besides, their contract owner was also Seo Juhian's colleague. Hearing that, Hate was in a panic. Hate spoke up. Wait, the one who made a contract with the crow is also Seo Juhian, right? The one Prometheus warned us about. Suddenly, a force crashed down. Damn it, the contract. The huge cave burst into flames and exploded. Hate screamed in panic, our tomb, we can't stop it. The explosion resounded throughout the sky, causing a commotion in the entire area. Boom, the cave or tomb of the beasts was officially broken, now only broken rocks and dirt remained. From within that smoke, there was a young man standing tall, his eyes sharp. The contract has been officially completed. That guy was Seo Juhian. He held out his hand, wondering, I feel very strange, I've always felt the energy of the crow. It's like water and oil, my energy can't mix with it, but now, I feel my power blending with it. Seo Juhian is confident, now he can freely use the power of the crow. The beasts from earlier, Hate and the other two were facing Seo Juhian. Seo Juhian said, I made a contract with a strange holy relic because you guys are too picky. The dragon was angry. What, you said you didn't want to make a contract with me? Seo Juhian replied, yes, because I don't like snakes. The dragon shouted, I'm not a snake. Hate spoke up, listen, human, even though you made a pact with the crow, we still cannot accept you as a king. After imprisoning the crow, we added another heirloom in its place. We decided to choose our own master. Our master will be crowned king and will participate in the contest to choose the king. We cannot have 16 kings, that is impossible. You must pay for disrupting our sacred ritual, we must eliminate you. Suddenly, the people in other places were confused. What is this? I was teleported again. It turned out that they were teleported to the beasts by Hate. Hate raised his voice, humans, your enemy, Seo Juhon is here. Everyone's eyes widened, yes, it was Seo Juhon. Hate shouted, ordering the humans, I have returned the holy relics to you, use them and punish him. The one with the greatest contribution will be given the chance to form a contract with the heirloom. Seo Juhon saw that, but he was still calm and arrogant. Everyone listened to the command. They discussed the strategy, kill two birds with one stone, we can kill Seo Juhon and get the family heirloom. With that, the group of people charged forward, quickly finishing him off, attacking. Everyone was full of spirit and determination. Seo Juhon looked disdainful. What are you guys planning? What a coincidence. Flap, a pair of wings appeared. Seo Juhon said, we can try using the profits this contract brings. Seo Juhon grew long wings and flew up into the sky in a haughty, arrogant manner. Everyone was confused. What is that? Seo Juhon opened his mouth wide, smirking. This was the original power of the crow, the predator. Now I can use this power as I wish. Everyone is amazed and surprised. The people who were teleported earlier shouted, run quickly, we can hold him off with this holy relic. One shouted, use the holy relic to defend, the other said, I will use the holy relic to attack, attack is the best defense. The battle became more and more fierce and intense. Seo Juhon is confident in the sky, well, it's no use, hey, try something better, eating raw meat forever won't satisfy me. Hate and his companions were worried, what to do, those humans couldn't move in front of him. Hate thought, if that's the case, I'll have to use the last resort. Hate said, find a human you like and make a contract with them, those who have the power of the heirloom. Can only be defeated by someone who also possesses the same power, though we should choose humans carefully. But the current situation is urgent, find them quickly. Everyone agreed with that idea. Okay, they started implementing Hate's strategy. Seo Juhian was startled, what is that? Seo Juhian was angry, this whole joke. It made me uncomfortable. Everyone shouted, let's hunt down the escaped holy relic. The crow said to Seo Juhian, hey, my old master almost died from using too much of my power, try to keep as much as possible. Seo Juhian replied, no need, you said you would help me get all the family heirlooms. Hate continued, although you have a lot of energy, using my power continuously will quickly drain your energy. Seo Juhian replied, you don't need to worry, I won't die. With the power of the predator, I will end this. It's time to hunt down the family heirlooms that have fled across the island. Finding them is not difficult, as they will radiate strong energy during the contract phase. Seo Juhian was angry and shouted, who told you to make a contract with him? You are mine. And I can use the predator to swallow the heirloom, damn it. Although we don't know where we will be swallowed, the crow is capable of swallowing other treasures without thinking twice about it. Why was he imprisoned? The questions kept running through my head, but for now I had to focus on what was at hand. Seo Juhian was upset, he interfered in my contract process. But you think I will let you get away? Hate is no pushover either, he charged forward, I will swallow you whole, damn it. Do you know what you are doing? You have violated the king selection process from the beginning. Even if you become the king, do you think we will accept you? Seo Juhian replied, I don't care about the king. I just work according to my own principles, trying to get as many of the holy relics as possible. And you guys are the holy relics, right? Then I'll take you. Hate said, we're not objects. Seo Juhian said something offensive to Hate, but you really are an object. Seo Juhian glanced around, okay, there's one more target, should I go find it? Suddenly, the tools appeared. Seo Juhian was surprised, his the holy relic. Unexpectedly, those holy relics could speak, we were free from the power of the family heirloom, and we're finally free. Seo Juhian said, of course I have to take them back, I worked hard for them. The holy relic asked, Master, are you okay? Seo Juhian was happy, of course, I have my holy relic back, everything will be over soon. The holy relic asked, what's wrong, tell me. Suddenly, Seo Juhian was startled, something heavy. Seo Juhian collapsed, what is this, no way. Suddenly, a voice rang out, look, I warned you. It was the crow that made a contract with him. He said, you've used up a lot of energy since you made a contract with me, and you've also swallowed other treasures. So you're running out of energy. Seo Juhian trembled, damn it. Seo Juhian slowly stood up. He groaned, I have the holy relic back, but it can't be used. The crow advised, if you don't stop, you will die. Seo Juhian thanked the crow and moved forward. While walking, Seo Juhian happened to meet Seola and Miller. The two of them were also very happy to see the young master. Seola excitedly asked Seo Juhian, are you okay? Miller said, it's a bit noisy over there, so we'll go over here. Seola continued to ask, do you have the holy relic back? The holy relic was just returned. I was just about to use the holy relic to probe for you. Seo Juhian replied, good job. The holy relic is back and I found the family heirloom, so we can go home. Miller wondered, do you have a family heirloom, how? Seo Juhian laughed happily, haha, yes, I will tell you the details later. Seo Juhian said, Seola, find the other members' locations and go find them, she happily accepted, okay. Seola said, but I can find them and have Gildal bring them to us. Seo Juhian agreed to that, that's good, let's do that. Seola used her holy relic to find the other members in Irene, even though they were scattered, they seemed to be fine. Then Seola sent Gildal's ghost subordinates on a mission, while we made our way to the coast first. Now let's go back to the boat and get ready to go, we've wasted enough time here. Boom, the endless fight between Jin Chai-woon and Yu Jae-ha continued to rage. Yu Jae-ha shouted, stop, it hurts, Jin Chai-woon cursed him under his breath, you bastard. Jin Chai-woon said, okay, I admit that you are indestructible but your teammates are not. Hearing that, Ilya felt uneasy and worried. Jin Chai-woon threatened, be careful. Suddenly, Jin Chai-woon, why did my thunder holy relic disappear? Yu Jae-ha was also surprised. The objects appeared before his eyes, Yu Jae-ha's eyes widened, my holy relic. Ilya was delighted, it's my holy relic, it's all the holy relic back, ha ha ha, you made a mistake by bumping into us. But Jin Chai-woon still raised his voice, I think you are all wrong, my holy relic has returned, you will have to face a holy relic that is more terrifying than thunder. Yu Jae-ha sneered, face it, our holy relic specializes in running away. Suddenly, they disappeared without a trace, Jin Chai-woon was confused, where are you guys? Ilya and Yu Jae-ha teleported outside. They were happy, they did it, just in time, right, ha ha ha. They talked to each other, the holy relic is back, Let's go find the family heirloom that you can use and leave the island. What if we meet him while searching? Suddenly, Gildel's subordinate ghost appeared and said, "Hello, master's friend." They were surprised. The ghost said, "Follow me, I will lead you two to the master." Ilya and Ujeha were confused. "Follow you? Yes, follow it. What about the treasure?" "There must be a reason why Seola called us. Now that we're at the beach, the view is clearer. People point to the sea. Hey, look, out there at the sea. Why are there so many boats? The waves are strong, the wind is blowing fiercely." They were panicking. They were ships from other excavation teams, they knew it. They would never let us off that easily, that guy over there. The people who jumped down from the boat and rushed over were Seo Juhian. Only now did they realize the danger and difficulty that was coming. Damn it. The group of people raised their weapons and shouted together, "Kill Seo Juhian, take all the holy relics." Miller looked over and softly said, "How sad." He said and raised his hand. From the palm of his hand appeared a terrifying thunder. Without hesitation, he reached out his hand straight towards the crowd. In a moment, dust and smoke mixed together and thunder struck the sky. Seola glanced at him, gritted her teeth and charged forward. Her movements were surprisingly agile, and before anyone could see her clearly, she had already disappeared. Suddenly a young man appeared from nowhere and wanted to attack him. Miller was startled and looked over. At this moment, the sound of the sword blade cutting through an object rang out clearly. Luckily Juhian arrived in time. He decisively threw his sword at the person who had just sneak attacked. After dealing with that guy, Juhian carefully reminded him to pay attention to his surroundings. But then he heard Julian ask, "Didn't he tell him not to use the holy relic anymore?" Hearing that, Juhian helplessly thought to himself, "This idiot." Then Juhian looked at him and said, "You want me to stand by and watch you get attacked?" Hearing this, Julian realized, well, that's true. Juhian added, "I don't use a high-level holy relic, so I can only help a little." Hearing that, Julian seemed to disagree. He couldn't force himself like that. Then he just heard him reply, "Of course." The two were chatting when suddenly there was a loud explosion up ahead. Where did the enemy come from? People ran around in panic like a swarm of bees. Juhian immediately raised his voice and said, "Gather around." Gunshots rang out continuously. The ground was so miserable it was unbearable to look at. Juhian used the shield to resist. He cursed under his breath, "Damn it." He stood in front to protect both Seola and Julian, not forgetting to ask them, "Is everyone okay?" Julian looked at him intently. "Okay," but he used the holy relic again. Juhian just said, "I'm fine," then suddenly knelt down. Juhian was exhausted and clenched his teeth. "I don't think so." Seola saw that and called, "Captain." Suddenly Julian let out an "oh" sound. Someone was running towards him. Irene said loudly, "Juhian." She worriedly asked, "Why do you look so bad? What's wrong?" "Why are there so many enemies here?" she asked, looking around. But he just curled his lips. A lot of things happened and now this. "Irene, can you still fight?" Hearing that, her eyes looked straight at him firmly. "Of course you can." He replied with satisfaction, "Good, then we're counting on you." The two enemies in front of them laughed at this scene. They were still being overwhelmed. It was useless. "Idiots, just one more person would be enough to affect us." They continued to fight. Juhian thought, Irene's return made us stronger. Even so, the enemy's numbers were still very large. But after a while Chloe came back. She exclaimed in surprise, "What is this?" He replied perfunctorily, "I will explain later, please." Suddenly Seola's voice rang out, "Captain, look. Our boat, damn it, their boat was blown to pieces." He observed and said, "But we still can't get there, the sea is full of enemy ships now." "But I can still use Ilya's evil holy relic to escape easily. Where is he?" Seola looked at Gildel and answered him. Gildel said they were almost there, they were nearby. He asked again, "What?" She said again, "Did you hear? We have to hold on a little longer." He gritted his teeth. After Chloe joined, we destroyed the enemy more easily. Although the coast was full of enemies, we massacred everyone who dared to come near. After fighting hard and cleaning up, Juhian took a breath. It was finally done. Miller frowned and said to him, "But if they send more troops from the ship, we will have to fight again." Juhian glanced at him and replied, "Jeha and Ilya are already nearby, they will arrive before the enemy attacks." Juhian had just finished speaking when he heard a voice calling him. It was the team leader. Looking at the two people running towards him, panting, he exclaimed, "How amazing, they showed up when we had already dealt with everything and were exhausted." Jeha asked with a serious expression, "Who are they?" "From the Chinese excavation team." But he didn't get an answer. Instead he was asked, "Why are you two taking so long? Everyone else is here except you two." He immediately retorted, "That's already good, we almost all died." Jin Chai-won caught us. Hearing this he was stunned. Jin Chai-won. Just then she came out of the smoke and dust. Yes, it was me. She curled her lips savagely. Long time no see, Seo Juhyun. He did not hesitate to smile back. Long time no see, but now I do not want to fight you. Hearing that, she laughed even louder. It's not that she doesn't want to, but that she can't. I can feel the person's energy gradually weakening. Enjoying this tune too much, to the point of being weak. Juhyun gritted his teeth and cursed under his breath. Damn, this is a big problem. Then she started to release her energy. This is my golden opportunity, this time I will catch you. With that, he summoned a giant spider and pointed at it, and I think it wanted the same thing as me. But the spirit beasts started talking to each other. Hey, is this the power of that spider? The fox said, come to think of it, it was indeed in my tomb. The lion replied, yes, I sealed its power when it came here. Another one spoke up, he could punish Seo Juhyun and release them. The fox immediately agreed, just in time. I'll try to communicate with the spider. Hey, save us quickly. Juhyun hugged him back. He squinted his eyes and thought, are the heirlooms that the crow caught reacting? Is it because of the spider? Just then the spider said, I will say this first, I don't care about your family heirlooms. They were surprised. What? Then it added, Your Majesty, you are only fooling yourselves. I am the supreme leader. No one can have a higher position than me. The heirlooms were furious. What do you mean? What are you saying? We'll be in trouble without the king. But the spider just said, forget it. You let yourself be caught by Seo Juhyun. What you did was completely stupid. He is the one who needs to be eliminated first. With that it roared and died. Seeing the spider about to attack, Miller immediately stepped in front of him, avoiding it. The two forces continued to confront each other, however the power of the spider alone was enough to threaten their entire group. Juhyun was impatient, the situation was bad, he felt annoyed that he had to let his people protect him. Looking at his teammates he thought again. Moreover, this spider is a very dangerous opponent. I fought it once, I used tricks to avoid it. But I slept for a week afterwards, it was the worst enemy. Now it screamed again, damn it, you dare to oppose me? Standing still, it said and then began to emit dangerous auras. Miller exclaimed in surprise, what is this? Seola stroked the blade then also said urgently, my holy relic isn't working. Juhyun spoke up now, it was him, he could do it. He could use his authority to render the lower level holy relics useless. Hearing that, both of them looked at him in horror. He continued with a dark face, although there were some holy relics that could still resist, it was rare, and it was also difficult to determine whether it was strong or not. The spider began to threaten again, anyone who helps Seo Juhyun and his team will be seen as a traitor. If anyone does that I will destroy you. With that it officially attacked. Miller shouted, I could not resist. Juhyun gritted his teeth, our defense was broken, the spider released another large amount of power. Looking at the other side's continuous explosions, Chaiwon was pleased but said to the spider, hey, go easy on him, we have to let Seo Juhyun live so I can get some information. Suddenly she stopped, gritting her teeth and looking at them. They used ropes to wrap around themselves and then jumped up, running away. She angrily shouted, they escaped. The spider saw this and became even more furious, that damn rope, this time I will kill you. Saying that, it quickly rushed towards them, in the blink of an eye it was almost at Ilya's feet. He was startled, why was he so fast, so fast? Juhyun shouted with all his might, Ilya used the holy relic demon Solomon, I need to run to the port to get the boat. He heard and immediately said, appear, Bashan. But Bashan trembled and replied to him, I can't, he was even more terrified, why? From the ring on his hand came a voice, I cannot disobey the supreme being. He angrily scolded, I am your master. Juhyun grasped the situation and couldn't help but tense up, damn it, he chose to obey the spider. They couldn't break the order, Ilya looked at him, hey, damn it. Then Juhyun reassured them, it's okay, I'll find another way, I'll let everyone out with a rope. Go find any holy relic that can disobey it. If there is any holy relic that can be used to escape, please report it immediately. Hearing that, Seol-Ah immediately replied, yes. He shouted, get ready, 1, 2, 3. With that, they immediately jumped down, each going in a different direction to search. The spider glanced at them with contempt, fools. You think you can escape by scattering, then it releases its poison again. We will catch everything, the slime will stick to it and spread around the area. Soon its smaller parts appeared again. Ilya was horrified, of course it had this ability, how creepy. He ran and scolded, how can I check the holy relic while I'm busy running? Seol-Ah heard that and said, but we have to do it. Our ship is sinking, now we can only rely on the holy relic. He was surprised, what, how could the ship sink? She was helpless, it was sinking. Suddenly Irene shouted, Ju Hyun. She pointed to the boat in the distance. In there, he ran while looking around. The intact boat suddenly exploded before the two people's eyes. He frowned. What, they cannibalized each other? She nodded, but why do I feel a very familiar energy from that ship? He agreed with her, you're right. The people around were shaken by this tremors. What the hell? What kind of holy relic could create this much damage? The person on the opposite boat shouted, hey, who the hell are you? Stop attacking the island now, she called from afar. The opposite boat asked again, what? Saying that, he raised his sword. I should say don't bother my teammates. With that he jumped towards the group of people in front. The sound of sword blades clanging. In a blink of an eye the girl was hit by his sword. They looked on in horror. Damn it, he was crazy. The girl commander pointed at him and said, attacking him. He continued to charge. Looking at the two ships fighting, Ju Hyun suddenly said, this is Dan's energy. He glanced and thought, is he coming to save me, He squinted, but I wasn't sure if he could get past those enemies, but if Dan could get here it would be helpful. Suddenly the crow flew to land on his shoulder. I'm sure he can do it. He looked at it in surprise. Crow, how can you be so sure? It hesitated then replied, who knows? He narrowed his eyes. If that was the case then it probably still hadn't noticed Dan's presence. On the other side the spider was still aggressively wanting to attack them. Then he shouted loudly, everyone quickly followed me. Seola and Miller looked at him in surprise. They ran off together. Seola asked, do you have a plan? He replied, I think we can get out of this situation. We have to go secure a place for him to drop in. Dan is nearby. Her eyes widened in surprise. Suddenly the spider flew down from the sky. He looked up at it, startled. Luckily a beam of energy hit it. It was Miller who just made his move. He frowned. Are you okay? Using the holy relic feels a bit strange? Ju Hyun looked at him and asked, did you get the holy relic against the spider's orders? Looking closely, Seola was also using a holy relic that I had never seen before. He asked, what kind of holy relic is that? She replied, oh right, I was looking for a holy relic without following the spider's orders. Yes, he said, that's why we need to check the holy relic, but we're surrounded. They stopped to look at the little spiders around them. The spider looked at them and said, give up, you're done for. Miller asked anxiously, what to do, Captain? Ju Hyun curled his lips, it's okay, I'm in the right place. Now just hold out until Dan's boat comes in, we have to defend this place. He was helpless, it was easier said than done. Ju Hyun could only sigh. Ju Hyun thought to himself, each of us has a holy relic that resists the spider's command. The spider army started to attack us. I can only trust the rope. While the other members seemed to struggle using their holy relics against the spider army, the army was endless, they just kept appearing. There is no use in slaughtering them. Ju Hyun stood beside his teammates and thought, but it was okay. My goal was just to buy time until Dan's boat arrived and rescued us. We had to endure. Suddenly Miller called out, Captain. A boat is coming. A boat appears near the island. Looking at the strangers he thought to himself, but enemy ships. Ju Hyun thought, we tried to secure a position for the boat to approach, and finally a boat approached us. The people on the other boat jumped up at the same time. He looked and said, what is this, enemy ship? He gritted his teeth, if that's the case then we're in big trouble, take another look. They looked at each other, the girl cursed, damn it, I'm crazy, I can't swim. The red-haired boy frowned, what, where's the lifeboat? The purple-haired boy replied, I don't know. He looked at them and thought, they look innocent. Suddenly a hand grabbed the edge of the boat. Looking at the giant figure, the young man shouted, he's here. Dan appeared and made the other person panic, what kind of monster are you? Why did you do this to us? Damn it, he said and swung his sword. The sword slashed down but with just a small movement Dan sent his sword flying. He was stunned, my holy relic. Ju Hyun stood on the other side watching, he couldn't help but be surprised. Kudos to Dan, he's progressing amazingly, it seems like the memory training method is working. Dan smiled at him and quickly ran to the boat. Hearing that, he suddenly remembered, that's right. Then he said to the rope, can you make a bridge to that boat? It agreed immediately, bridge, yes. Next Ju Hyun informed the rest, we will board that ship. Irene immediately replied, okay Ju Hyun. The rope rushed out to form a bridge and then said quickly, master hurry up. The spider saw it and got angry, damn it, how bold, I won't let you escape. They quickly walked across the bridge. Chai-won chased after them and shouted, stop, Ilya shouted, run quickly. Seeing her wanting to run over the rope, he suddenly stopped her. Wait. You can't get through, right now the rope is blocking her legs. She looks down. What is it? Hearing the scream, Ilya turned to look. The rope said, I will throw you up, and with that it really did it, she screamed, damn rope. She was thrown back to the spider, her mouth kept cursing, I will see you again, you damn bastard. Then the rope brought them onto the boat. Dan hurriedly asked, is everyone okay, is there anything left behind? Ju Hyun curled his lips, yes, everything is here, let's go. Dan agreed, I will make them control this ship. Ju Hyun suddenly asked, why are you like that? Dan looked at him and replied, I watched the news. I saw that everyone was at the royal tomb and I saw the news about the Chinese excavation team coming to block everyone. So I couldn't sit still, I thought everyone might need help. Ju Hyun smiled after hearing that, great, I really need it. Dan also happily responded, I was also happy to help him. We finally escaped from the royal tomb, there were many enemy ships on the sea, but they did not attack us. Because Dan already knocked them out, what an amazing ability, while I'm the one teaching. The boat just kept going. The boatman turned back to the leader and said, we are safe. Dan replied, good, keep moving until you reach your destination. If you do anything weird, you'll understand. The other person immediately said, of course, I won't do anything weird. Footsteps echoed, now that I'm done, I'll tell the captain about the memory. Dan opened the door and called out, Captain, Siola, he's over here. She looked towards the bed, the captain was sleeping. Miller added, because he used so much energy, what's the rush? Dan said, oh no, I'll tell the captain when he wakes up. Dan said softly, this matter is not urgent. At Pandora headquarters, a group of reporters gathered and kept saying, answer us, so all the family heirlooms were taken away by Seo Ju Hyun's excavation team? The representative raised both hands, we still cannot confirm that, we are currently unable to contact the teams that excavated the royal tomb. The reporter asked again, could it be that they were all defeated by Seo Ju Hyun and that's why they couldn't contact each other? He replied in confusion, no way, don't make unreasonable guesses. It might be because of the energy disturbance created by the royal tomb that there was no connection. The reporter continued, yes, then this is another question about the family heirloom, this story really has no end. In the conference room, everyone exclaimed in surprise, what happened? Tell me, Director Rothschild, I heard that only the one who possesses a family heirloom can become a true king. What if we can't even get a single heirloom from Pandora? Rothschild then spoke up, calm down, we just need to get back the stolen treasures. Gathering all the family heirlooms into one excavation team is foolish, they're not like the other holy relics, keeping them all wouldn't make any sense so it's not a big deal. One person can't stand it anymore, this time I can't stand it anymore. He asked again, what? The other person said, every time something happens, you always say it's not a big deal, and you've always been very trustworthy. But now Seo Ju Hyun seems more promising than Pandora? The others immediately agreed after hearing that, yes, I think so too, Rockefeller frowned. Those people kept saying, we spent money on the Pandora project because people promised the king would side with Pandora, at this rate I will lose everything. Can you handle it? Rothschild seemed to have reached his limit. He spoke, it is foolish for me to try to put on a human mask and explain in human language. He radiated his energy and looked down at the crowd asking, what do you mean? Who do you think is letting lowly humans like you touch the holy relic? Your prosperity is all thanks to me. He gritted his teeth as he said this. They were scared and turned around, yes, it's all thanks to the director, I'm sorry. Yes, you must not forget that, he continued. Just as the fire was born in myth, I was the first to give away the holy relic in exchange for wealth and power. Remember the debt you owe me. I am also very upset about the theft of family heirlooms. In times like these I hope you can work together to find a solution. The other person replied tremblingly, yes, Rockefeller frowned and thought, in the end it turned out like this. Suddenly someone spoke up, Mr. Rockefeller, something happened. She looked over to signal the other person to continue. Someone whispered in her ear. After hearing that, she was shocked and exclaimed, what? The man from headquarters leaned over and said to Rockefeller, Mr. Rockefeller, the results from Pandora's scanning system are in. It reports that the number of heirloom owners has increased. Rockefeller shouted in surprise, what? He turned around and said, Mr. Prometheus, I'm in big trouble. The number of owners of family heirlooms is increasing. Prometheus gritted his teeth, so Ju Hyun, this bastard, his group is making a contract with the treasures. Everyone was confused, did that mean they had obtained the family heirlooms? Prometheus was furious, we need to get back as many treasures as possible, the contract will also be lost if the owner dies. Seo Ju Hyun, you have crossed the line that you should not have crossed. Ju Hyun's consciousness gradually returned. Waking up in his residence in Seoul, it seemed like the members had brought him here while he was still unconscious. But something is wrong. I slept for so long, but when I woke up I didn't feel refreshed at all. Seo Ju Hyun held his head in pain. Seeing that, Irene quickly asked, Ju Hyun, are you awake? Ju Hyun was confused. It's Irene, why are you back? Irene replied worriedly, you've been sleeping since you came back, and you're still tired. You've slept for at least 20 hours. He was shocked. What happened? It felt like it had only been 10 minutes. At this moment, a voice said, Master, are you awake? Osiris was running in. Something terrible happened. Ju Hyun reminded him, speak softly, I have a headache. Osiris continued, the guy I locked in hell is gone. Ju Hyun exclaimed again, what? That old man, Kwon Hyuk-soo, disappeared. Did he escape? I gave you the task of watching him, but you can't even do it. Osiris replied, I did watch him. But he disappeared when I checked on him just after we returned from the royal tomb. Ju Hyun spoke up, maybe when you were hidden by the family heirlooms, there was a loophole that helped him escape. Irene nodded, maybe so. Thoth whispered, not for that reason. Because he absorbed too much energy, he couldn't control the holy relics. Ju Hyun tilted his head, what? What are you saying? Thoth replied, because you have taken too many treasures. When I use the power of a predator to capture them, you, my master, will also be affected. You won't be able to control the other holy relics, and your physical health will also weaken significantly. He frowned, wait a minute, so the reason my body is like this is because... At this point Ju Hyun changed his mind, do something, this is not like what you promised. Thoth replied, it is not like that, how can that be? I remember I only promised to help you take them and you took them. Ju Hyun questioned, you are saying the consequences are not your business, you cunning man? Thoth glared, there was a very simple solution, which was to have his group members sign contracts with the treasures. Then he looked at Irene and continued, like this woman became the owner of the fox heirloom, if he did that it would help reduce the burden on him. You love your members so much, right? Maybe you want this too. Ju Hyun stroked his chin, you're right, the heirloom is definitely quite strong anyway. Thoth nodded, then it's done, let's do it. You raise your hand, wait, although I want to do this, but what about the treasures causing trouble? Thoth narrowed his eyes, what do you mean? Seo Ju Hyun replied, I have heard that the owners of the treasures will have to fight each other to choose the king. If that is why we have to fight each other, then, he left it at that point. Thoth reassured, don't worry, the heirlooms don't have the ability to manipulate the owners. He crossed his arms, oh, okay, wait a moment so I can call everyone in. Ilya was very confused. Ilya spoke for everyone, you want us to make a contract with the family heirlooms. Ju Hyun nodded, yes, since I took them all, no one else got any, now everyone will make a contract with the holy relic. I can't fight all of them alone anyway. One of them spoke up, no wonder his expression was so bad. He smiled, Jaeha and Irene already had their family heirlooms, so the three of them just needed to get one each. Dan pointed at himself, boss, what about me? Ju Hyun replied, what, I still need to practice more. Jaeha spoke up, actually I remember receiving a family heirloom, that's good. Others asked, what should we do? Ju Hyun exuded a murderous aura and calmly replied, don't worry. You spread your black wings, I will take everyone inside the crow's belly. Jaeha's face fell, is there a more normal way? On the contrary, Irene was even more cheerful, Ju Hyun, be careful. A large black vortex appeared. Everyone was in an uproar, what was that noise? I heard it too. All are on high alert. Seo Ju Hyun laughed, are you stupid family heirlooms okay? The treasure screamed, you bastard, quickly let us go. You're provoking us again, you still haven't given up, but I still can't let you go. Ju Hyun pointed at everyone, I have brought you the contract holder candidates. The treasures were shocked, what, now you still want to interfere in our matter of choosing a contract owner, keep dreaming. Ju Hyun's face was stern, annoying, what about them? The treasures replied, do you think we don't know they're on your side? Ju Hyun pointed, they are very strong, if you don't sign, you will be the only ones who will suffer. If you sign a contract with them, I will treat you like common treasures and allow you to leave this place. The monsters replied, will you let us go? If so then let me, hey, don't you have any self-respect? What the hell does self-respect have to do with anything? This might be our chance, let's go out first and then think about it, hey, you too. They started arguing, whatever, I don't care anymore, leave it to me, I'll go first. Seo Ju Hyun sneered, what an idiot. Now, what if every treasure wants to sign a contract? Do we have to play you want to date to choose pairs? Ju Hyun spoke up, everyone just choose whichever one you want, I'll rest for a bit. Jaeha nodded and replied, okay. Ju Hyun then laid down on the bed, while the members picked out family heirlooms. I decided to take a nap because I was a bit tired. It was great to know that I was about to be free from torment. At this moment, a shocking sound rang out, so Ju Hyun, get out of here. Then there was the sound of the door being kicked open. Ju Hyun gritted his teeth. The person who just arrived kept shouting loudly, hand over the treasure. Ju Hyun jumped up, irritably asking, who the hell are you? We are from Pandora, you idiot, he replied, and there were a few others behind him. He continued, not just us, the whole world will hunt you down to take back the family heirlooms from you. You better get ready, Ju Hyun replied coldly, you guys are annoying. Irene stepped in front of him. Ju Hyun, leave it to us, you run. Ju Hyun shook his head, how can you do that? Now our 4 members can't fight, and I can't let you 2 fight by yourself. If I were better, it would be all over. Or just try as much as you can. With that, the Pandora people charged forward to attack. Irene also immediately threw up the mat to defend. She threw a big palm strike at them. Seeing Seo Ju Hyun wanting to rush into battle, Jae-ha quickly stopped him. Boss, your physical condition is still not good. But Ju Hyun didn't care. He threw the axe to Jae-ha and said, I have no other choice. Alright, I'll lend you this offensive holy relic, join the battle now. He spoke up, quickly deal with them. Ju Hyun thought to himself, in this battle, Jae-ha suffered quite a lot of damage because he was not prepared for the battle like usual. In this situation, Irene and I will probably take care of most of it. Although my health is not very good. While he was still calculating, a voice rang out, hey, dodge. Ju Hyun quickly replied, I know, but still got hit with a stick on the arm that was holding his head. Everyone worriedly called out, Ju Hyun. He was helped up by Irene, don't try too hard, just let me take care of it. Ju Hyun smiled, I'm fine, I look terrible. No need, you still can. Dan spoke up, but there was no one else in the room. Why was there a sound coming from the bathroom? Entering and seeing this scene, Dan couldn't help but be surprised. Who are you guys? Pandora's group sneered, there's another one. Irene said loudly, the enemy is attacking us, take Ju Hyun to a safe place. Ju Hyun objected, no, he thought he was safer here. But Irene also disagreed, but Ju Hyun, before she could finish speaking, Dan interrupted her, I think we still have a chance if we focus on long-range attacks. Irene replied, but he couldn't. Regardless of her words, Dan still drew his sword. I will join the battle. I still haven't had the chance to tell him that my memories have returned. I was once the hunter Dan in the past. Hearing that, Ju Hyun suddenly became confused. What? Thoth reminded him from the side. That's right, his memories returned. Ju Hyun gritted his teeth. Crow, you damn it. I didn't call you to do anything. Seeing Dan charge forward, the Pandora group also shouted. But in the blink of an eye, the leader was hit right in the chest. Ju Hyun secretly assessed that physically, Dan was not much different from the past, plus he was holding the holy relics that he had given him to practice with. Thanks to that, he could easily defeat Pandora's army. And this made me realize something. How Dan single-handedly broke through the siege of enemy ships at the royal tomb. No one else could have that kind of strength. At this time, Dan's sword was also stained red with blood. He let out a sigh after a fierce battle. Then turned to Ju Hyun and said, I think this place is done, let's go. Irene fearfully hid behind Ju Hyun. He was also worried and mumbled, oh, okay, let's go. Jae-ha spoke, where are we going? Ju Hyun replied, we have to get out of here somehow. I'm sure they'll come again, but we can't fight inside the hotel. Jae-ha asked again, why? He continued, the other members are making a contract with the family heirloom. This will release an extremely large source of radiance. Jae-ha frowned, there was no way the enemy wouldn't know, so I had to prepare for the next attack, damn it. At that moment, the elevator also reached the first floor. Ju Hyun let everyone out, we have to stay here until they finish signing the contract with the treasures. A crowd of people pointed at him and shouted, Seo Ju Hyun, over there. Ju Hyun couldn't help but grit his teeth, damn, they're here, but the next sentence surprised him, just spare us. They trembled and said, can you guys go outside and not fight here? Ju Hyun was confused, are they hotel staff? He hesitated, I also want to, but... A vase fell down. Then a big explosion happened. He continued his unfinished sentence, it probably won't be that easy. Ju Hyun calculated, unlike normal people who attack with the holy relics that disguise their appearance, these guys start with the destructive the holy relic. Normally we only use the type of holy relic in the catacombs, so it seems the guys in Pandora were in a hurry. They blocked Ju Hyun's way and shouted, where do you want to run to? Return the family heirloom or die. Ju Hyun turned back to Irene and Jae-ha and said, they're crazy, if this keeps up we have to get serious. Just treat this place like a crypt and use the holy relic freely. You give the item to Dan, I'll lend you the holy relic, use it. Irene said, but if I get serious, this whole area will be destroyed. Ju Hyun replied, as long as I don't harm civilians, it's fine. Anyway, those who started this war, I will make them pay. Hearing that, Irene also made up her mind, okay. Pandora's crowd shouted, do you want to die? Then Irene waved her hand. Hitting forward with all his might, Pandora's side didn't expect this and shouted, they're crazy. The teacher seemed to have had enough, so she stopped. The Pandoras roared, attacked, and then the chaotic battle began. This time neither side cared what they destroyed, nor whether they had called in every possible resource of Pandora around here. But the enemies kept appearing. Irene and Dan fought them with all their might, but their numbers did not decrease. Meanwhile, the buildings and vehicles around here were all destroyed. It was strange to fight in an open area where civilians lived. Not to mention that Pandora was also participating in the battle. Ju Hyun ordered Jae-ha to help the civilians evacuate, and also told him to film as much of the battle as possible. With that footage there would be an announcement that he had protected the civilians from Pandora, which would severely damage Pandora's reputation. We'll post it after the battle, of course. Irene and Dan try to take them down one by one. Seo Ju Hyun sat there cursing under his breath, damn it, he didn't think he would have to sit and watch them fight. Maybe they're out of energy, I still don't see the enemy retreating. At that moment, a voice rang out behind him, there he was, it was Seo Ju Hyun. A guy with his hands on his hips laughed loudly, why are you hiding while your men are fighting? He gritted his teeth, damn it, he was captured. The other guy pointed at Ju Hyun and attacked him. With that, the whole group rushed forward and finished him off. Ju Hyun was extremely worried. No, they approached me so suddenly. I didn't recognize them because my condition was so bad. He held out his shield to block it, it really hurt. The shield was both aggrieved and dissatisfied as he questioned, why do you keep getting attacked, fight back and end this battle quickly. Ju Hyun shouted, shut up, I wanted to, but I'm still having trouble controlling the holy relics at once. At this moment a spear pierced through the shield. Then stabbed straight into his left chest. Ju Hyun was shocked and couldn't believe it, they broke through the Aegis shield, no, if it keeps going like this, he hesitated. I will take fatal damage. When the Pandora's army hit the Aegis shield, a thought flashed through Seo Ju Hyun's mind. The next blow will be fatal. He held the spear tightly, was it going to end here? If I knew this would happen, I would have ordered Jae-ha to stay by my side. Even the crow, a family heirloom, did not warn me about this at all. Damn, I still have a lot to do, I can't die here. Just then there was a big explosion, the crowd was confused, what is this, is it a trap? Ju Hyun sat on the ground holding his wound, still in a daze, when someone came up and asked, why all the commotion? He asked again, where are the other members? Ju Hyun quickly exclaimed, Julian. Ju Hyun tried to hold back the pain and asked, have you finished the contract? Julian nodded, yes, then wondered, am I the first? Ju Hyun was like he had found gold, his face brightened up, just in time, kill them quickly. But Julian still didn't understand the situation, why? He pointed at the Pandoras and explained, they suddenly rushed into the hotel, then started attacking me. Although Julian was a bit suspicious, he still agreed. He stepped forward and said, why did you guys break into someone else's hotel room? Are you looking for death? They yelled, this damn bastard. Who is this talkative guy? Julian waved his hand slightly. Then elegantly pushed up his glasses, damn it. With that, they were all struck by lightning on the spot. Julian just indifferently said, you guys are so rude, good job. Now they won't be able to move for a while. Suddenly, Ju Hyun felt something was wrong. Immediately after that the wound on his left chest hurt terribly. Next, a terrifying blue power erupted from his body. Ju Hyun collapsed, it turned out that someone had appeared. One by one, the members were gradually completing the contract with the family heirloom, however Ju Hyun tried to buy more time. He struggled to get up, but why did they have to appear like this? Seo asked worriedly, what is this? Captain, are you okay? He looked around his body and thought, perhaps because the treasures left after signing the contract, the pain in his body gradually disappeared. At this rate, we will reverse the situation, the lack of members and my weak body, both of these problems will be handled at the same time. Seeing Ju Hyun rush up, Jae-ha immediately reminded him, you were sick, Ju Hyun replied, I feel better now. Ju Hyun's side had the advantage, the enemy's numbers quickly decreased partly due to some of them running away. So his group stopped Pandora's attack. Later, DBS reported with the headline, Battle between the Holy Relic users in the city, estimated damage of hundreds of millions of won. The news anchor reported that this afternoon there was a battle between the Holy Relic users in Seoul. The local residents were successfully evacuated, but their houses and vehicles were all destroyed. The documentary video was shown again. According to the report, this was caused by Pandora. Pandora attacked Seo Joo-hyun's excavation team. In response to this move, Seo Joo-hyun's excavation team will hold a press conference, protesting Pandora. The representative said, I really don't understand, Pandora is supposed to be the ones who will protect the people. But what they are actually doing is harming people, I cannot understand. The editor continued, the people completely understood the situation of the Seo Joo-hyun excavation team, they are currently waiting for an explanation from Pandora. Hearing this, the Pandora group became angry. Damn it, we failed again, and he's trying to ruin our image. One of them spoke up, I heard that all the members of Seo Joo-hyun have made a contract with the family heirloom. Another voice said, calm down. That guy is not satisfied, our excavation team failed again and you are telling me to calm down, I should have sent them to retrieve the family heirloom before Seo Joo-hyun got them. Rockefeller replied, that makes sense, but getting the treasure is not that easy, only a few talented people can possess them. But if we try harder, there is still a possibility, just wait a little longer. Rockefeller jumped up, be careful what you say and don't let this anger the Rothschilds. After speaking, he politely concluded, thank you. Then turn around, I have to go see how the basement is. In New York now. On the subway station. The leader of the Pandora group was rushing somewhere, I finally got out. Damn Seo Joo-hyun, just wait and see, when I recover you'll be dead for sure. Then at TKBM New York branch. Kwon Hyuk-soo ran there, someone else quickly stopped him. This is a restricted area. He frowned. What? Restricted area? I'm Kwon Hyuk-soo, I'm here to see Kwon Tae-jun, take me there. The others panicked. Excuse me, I'll take you to the chairman right away. Somewhere else. A man was refining something. He tilted his head slightly to look at the red flame in his hand, still not perfect. A man with glasses spoke up. Don't push yourself too hard, Mr. President. It's much better than not moving. The other man replied. How long do you think I'll have to stay in bed when there's so much to do? Suddenly a voice rang out. Kwon Hyuk-soo. Kwon Hyuk-soo rushed in. I need your help. Ae-jun was surprised. You, why are you here? Who are you fighting? How did you injure your hand? Kwon Hyuk-soo replied. This was all done by a guy named Seo Joo-hyun. Because many people asked to capture him. So I decided to do it. I lost many soldiers and got this too. But can you give me the holy relic to heal my wounds? Tae-jun angrily scolded. Idiot. Kwon Hyuk-soo defended himself. I'll leave right after I'm healed. I heard you and some guys are hunting Seo Joo-hyun, right? Tae-jun put his hands in his pockets. He said coldly. The whole world is hunting Joo-hyun. The man with glasses smiled. Anyway, it's nice to see the two of them on the same side. Tae-jun continued. You're lucky. There are many healing holy relics available today. The woman I'm using has a lot of healing holy relics. He turned to the bespectacled man. Order Benjani to take care of him. The man replied, yes, sir. Kwon Tae-jun ordered, just focus on recovery, now they are starting to take action against Seo Joo-hyun. Kwon Hyuk-soo was surprised. Action. Kwon Tae-jun explained. Pandora's newly recruited assault teams are looking for him. Each team is led by strong individuals. We're sending people too. So you don't need to interfere. But the more the better. At this moment another person ran in and called out. President. I'm sorry to bother you. But the director said you should take a look at this. This is a video posted by Seo Joo-hyun. I really hope there will be a day when I don't have to hear from him. Joo-hyun appeared on the video. Hello, the greatest people in the world. You sent people to capture me. But you're having a headache because your plan failed. Actually, I don't need to fight at all and can settle everything peacefully. Kwon Tae-jun gritted his teeth. He's talking about peace. Is he sick? In the video, Joo-hyun continued to say. I will sell the family heirloom. All of our excavation team members have signed contracts for the family heirloom. I will sell the rest to you. At the square, Seo Joo-hyun's image appeared on the big screen. He continued to share. I will be selling family heirlooms. Contact me if you are interested. Our entire team has signed contracts with the treasures. Everyone knows there are 15 treasures in total, right? We have signed contracts and there are still half of them left. Everyone was very upset when they heard the news from you. In the breaking news, Seo Ju-hyun still confidently showed off his personality. And I'm having a hard time controlling them all. So I decided to sell them. Through the screen, Kwon Tae-jun growled and scolded. He was crazy. His face was grim as he stared at the amount of information Ju-hyun had just given him. Kwon Tae-jun found it hard to believe. He must be trying to trick him again. Who would fall for such a stupid trap? In another space, everyone was buzzing about Seo Ju-hyun selling his precious treasure. A young man loudly announced, attracting the attention of everyone in the room. Hey, did you hear that? Ju-hyun is selling his family heirloom. One girl spoke up in disbelief. Does that mean we can get the treasure without fighting? Someone else in the room was very confident. But he could also be lying. The red-haired boy asked. After all, each person can only sign a contract with one heirloom. I think that reason alone is enough to prove that they really want to sell the remaining heirlooms. Having expressed all his doubts, the red-haired boy quickly took action. Report it to the boss immediately. The girl agreed. Of course, if that was the case, there would be no need to fight. In Seoul, the city was covered in warm sunlight. Yoo Jae-ha's voice exclaimed. Captain, look at this. A computer sat on the desk, full of emails. He reported the situation. The emails flooded in. Everyone said they wanted to buy a family heirloom. Seo Ju-hyun updated the information to make a request. Just ignore all the low-bid emails and keep the high-bid emails. Jae-ha happily agreed. Yes, how much do you want them to pay? After thinking for a while, he couldn't come up with a specific number. Ju-hyun had to say something general. The more the better. Although Lee Seol-ah knew that he wouldn't sell the family heirloom, she gradually saw that he was serious and asked for confirmation. He really didn't intend to sell the family heirloom, did he? Seo Ju-hyun denied it. Of course not. Already thinking, he glanced at Lee Seol-ah and smiled happily. I intend to pretend that I'm selling. Just fooling them and wasting their time. If they dare to attack me, they will pay the price. But this trap is too big to toy with. A pair of feet entered the room from outside the door while Ju-hyun was still sharing his plan. Is it really necessary? Julian Miller asked again seriously. Seo Ju-hyun's eyes turned cold and his words were firm. Of course. I'm the boss. So I'll do whatever I want. Julian Miller kindly reminded. And since you're the boss, you have to take all the responsibility. I don't want that. Before Julian Miller could finish his sentence, Ju-hyun replied. Of course. Oh right, I have to go find Dan, I almost forgot. Being interrupted, Julian Miller was furious but his voice was difficult to get out. On the street there are many people walking. The question was posed by Dan. Are you going back to New York? Seo Ju-hyun confirmed. Yes. We got the treasure so there's no need to stay here anymore. He explained. Dan quickly understood the problem and replied. Yes. Suddenly Ju-hyun confessed. And I thought about it. Even though you have regained your memories, you can stay here. Seo Ju-hyun suggested. Dan was surprised by his words and was a bit confused. What? But seeing Dan's panicked state, Ju-hyun slowly said. We are very grateful for your help, but I also need to consider the current situation. Dan's butcher knife was now stuck in the table. Ju-hyun convinced Sue that she was still alive. It was best for her to be with her father. And he had work to do here. Just do it well. Seo Ju-hyun said with some interest. The number of people hunting me was increasing terribly. I want you to stay and protect my acquaintance. Dan was surprised by his offer to help. Dan confirmed the information. He meant he was the detective. Ju-hyun put his hands in his pockets and agreed. It was him. Finally, I can help Seo Ju-hyun again. Dan happily agreed. Okay, if you need help, just call me. Ju-hyun replied in a cheerful mood. Of course, Ilya's the holy relic is not limited by distance. So I can contact him immediately. Suddenly Dan's eyes lit up and he seriously demanded. Captain, I have something to do. Seo Ju-hyun let out a puzzled sound. Turning 180 degrees, Dan smiled happily and held out his hand to beg. Can you give me some combat holy relics? Something stronger than the training ones. Seo Ju-hyun helplessly stammered in response. Ah, right, what is it? Seo Ju-hyun finally managed to book a flight back to New York. The negotiation with Dan ended with a result. I gave some the holy relic to Dan. and we returned to New York. When we got back, we pretended to arrange a press conference about selling the family heirloom. Then we leaked the information that we were in New York. He explained the plan. The main purpose is to get them out of Korea. All to prevent Gunwoo and Sue from being involved in difficult problems. All members have been assigned to post centralized reports. The target has moved. The other members were assigned their own tasks. Except for Jae-ha, he would be handling the discussion with the excavation team about the family heirloom. Jae-ha was excited to do something worthy of the title of the King of Swindlers. Seo Joo-hyun happily told them. A friendly greeting rang out from the hotel lobby. Hello, welcome. The excavation team brought a group of people to get the treasure as scheduled. Seeing Jae-ha come out to welcome them, he seemed displeased and asked. I came to discuss the family heirloom. Where is Seo Joo-hyun? Yu Jae-ha calmly retorted. Do you think my captain is free? A smug smile and a confident gaze were all displayed by Yu Jae-ha. Tell me, I am the representative of the team leader. The excavators impatiently scolded. Bastard, you look like a fake goods seller. Jae-ha frowned and retorted, saying that Seo Joo-hyun would come personally. Looking at the grimacing faces but having to endure for the sake of the treasure, Jae-ha excitedly burst out teasing. Really? Well, I don't know, but do you want to make a deal? Not like that. Then let's go inside and talk. I'm hungry. Order.